leaving our campsite. This is day 3. That's where we were camping right there. Mosquitoes are really ferocious. It's 6:30. Try to do a 25-mile day today. See how it goes. See the sunlight shining on the mountain there. Headed up to the trail and get our day started. It's supposed to not thunderstorm today, so hopeful. There's the lake we're staying at. Sun is trying to rise. Hoping to see a good one. We were just talking about the fact that this reminds us of Sierra. The big rocks, the big rock cliff faces, the wildflower meadows. It's just beautiful. And morning, of course, legs are a little fresher, and so the climb doesn't seem so arduous. Still little bits of snow, not a whole lot.
We just came down over that wall over there, and by the looks of things, we're going to be going up and over someplace over here. A beautiful morning, beautiful piece of geography. Just loving it. We've come down off the pass from up there. This is Minor Lake. We're making our way down the trail. We're going to be walking along Minor Lake Road for a mile or so that will be nice. A little bit of a road walk after miles and miles of ups and downs is always appreciated. But trying to make miles today, so I can't take too long of a video. There's Renee up ahead. Just finishing up with our morning break. We usually try to hike 3 hours and then take a break for about 30 minutes and then hike for a couple more hours and have lunch. But this was a really nice spot. There was a little bit of sun, had water, and then there was no mosquitoes or bees or any type of insect, so that was pretty exciting. And now we get to go across this really fun bridge. The old bridge is over there. You can see down there that log there with the marks in it. But this is the new bridge.
Had our lunch at a beautiful creek, I guess. And we had to actually ford the creek, so we put on our Crocs, which washed our feet nicely, dried out while we were eating. We were walking mostly through woods for a long time, and now we're, as you can see, coming into some bigger mountains, but we are dropping in elevation for a long time, so I'm sure these won't be visible long. Just thought we'd show you. Back to unmaintained trail as well. We were really lucky for a long time. So this is really what we've been walking through all afternoon. Definitely nice and flat. Definitely boring. So it's not all rainbows and unicorns and beauty and vistas and mountains. Sometimes you deal with hours of, you know, flat, a little bit rocky. All you're seeing is trees, occasional blowdown. This is where sometimes you could put in, you know, a book, listen to a book, audiobook, or podcast or something like that. Even peers listening to podcasts. But sometimes I like to just meditate. You know, it's very meditative to just, you know, one step after the other. And, you know, let thoughts come and go. It actually is very peaceful. Today it's really hot. Thankfully there's a little breeze occasionally. And like I said, the occasional blowdown that you have to get over.
So it's 7 o'clock and we've just done 26 miles, 0.02. We thought we found a spot, but it wasn't as good as we can be. So we're going to continue on down the trail, see if we can find a better spot. But this is the hard thing at the end of the day, is finding the best spot when you're super tired and going uphill. But this is the basin we're going up tomorrow. It looks really beautiful. Third night from Darby to Leadore. Camping at about 8,500 feet. Got a stream in the distance, right? There's the clouds are moving pretty quickly. Our tent site is just right here. And then we're cooking over there. And then we're gonna hang our food over here. You can see there's the bear hang right there. So 27 miles. We're a little bit tired. Got in here. What time did we get in here, honey? 7:30. 7:30. And we started at 6:30. So we got a full day's worth of activity. But now we're gonna have some tea, and then we're gonna crawl into our tent, listen to his story, and fall asleep pretty quickly.
We've been talking about the different types of treads, which we hate, which we love. This is one of the ones that are not so easy to walk across easily. You just gotta slow down. Somebody put a lot of work into it though, that's for sure. So, yeah, kind of slatey type stuff. So I'll make sure I help you guys see the different types of treads that we walk across, and make sure you know which ones we like and which ones we don't. But got a nice opening here.
In the background.
Beautiful silhouette of the mountains in the background. Very pretty.
Climbing up big rock fields. Making our way up.
Just made it to the top of really steep switchbacks, one after the other. This is on the other side. The CDT marker, always helpful. And apparently we're going down. Another tread of the day. This is more pine needly. There's a few rocks. It's pretty soft. This is one of the ones that we like. It's easy to walk on, especially when you're going uphill like we are right now.
So we're back up on the divide now, heading south. To the west of us is the Bitterroot Range, but we're not too sure if that is smoke or just morning haze. We don't smell the smoke, and it's supposed to be overcast today, so maybe it's just morning haze and it'll burn off. But we're moving along, enjoying relative easiness for now of being up on top.
See the bigger mountains in the distance there. valley down below.
The Bitterroot Valley.
Bitterroot Valley. It's hard to see. We think it's weather related, not smoke related. But making our way down this kind of shaly trail. A little bit here and there, not so bad. Generally what you see at the top of a climb. Big rock formations, which is kind of cool. We're on the corner. This is what's fun, is always seeing what's on the other side of the corner. Yay. Another tread. This is the one that I like. Well, second to the duff of the pine needles in the forest. But this is like a gravelly. There's not any rocks really to catch you. Once in a while you could trip. But there's occasional roots, but mostly just kind of gravel. Makes for smooth hiking. Oh, there's a little lake down there. I love ridge walking for the views, for sure, but this is straight up. It's about a mile straight up. It's really hard to tell on video, but yeah, it's really, really steep. And you just kind of follow the ridge line all the way down. It is kind of up and down. And there's more. Almost done. So we made it to top. We're almost at 10,000 feet, which is pretty good. First time this hike. We're on a very top of a ridge. So if you look down that way, you see there. And then if you look down the other way, see that. If we walk along here, you can kind of see how we walk along this ridge. So we go down, and then you can see the trail up ahead of us. Let me just zoom in on that. There's the trail up ahead of us. Kind of cool. Love it.
We're definitely doing some ridgeline walking right now. Taking our time.
So as you can see, it's actually our first burn section of this section from Darby to Leadore. And I'm showing you a different tread. This one's a little more tricky. Lots of rocks jutting up in all different directions, so it's really hard to get your footing. So it's a little slower walking than just the gravel or loose gravel.
We just stopped here. That fence structure behind us is the spring that we saw on our map. And we took a side trail to get to here.
A long one.
A long side trail, but we took it. And we got some water, and now we have to find our way back up the hill over there.
Very dry section.
And then down along the trail till we get some more water, and then our camp spot for tonight, which will probably be about 21, 22 miles. Here's our test setup tonight. We hiked 22 miles, carried water the last 2 miles or so up to this spot. We're eating over here. We saw a buck. There's a game trail right here. And he came up on the game trail, got really close to us, and then realized there was people here, and then turned around and skedaddled. We just had Taco Tuesday, even though I don't think today's Tuesday. We're about ready to have our tea. and then hang up this food over there and have a good night.
Good morning. It's day 5 of Darby. Rained last night. Started about 3:30 in the morning or so. It's cloudy today, but thankfully we kind of waited out the rain. Got up at 5:30 instead of 5, and we were able to eat breakfast and it wasn't raining. We're dry. Started hiking this morning, and we plan on doing about 23 miles today, and we'll see what the day brings. Anything you want to add, Pierre?
I'm thankful it's not rainy, and we'll be making our phone call today to the Mustang
Oh yes.
Inn so we can get a reservation for tomorrow night
Yep,
and a
we're
pickup.
headed to Leadore, which is a tiny town in Montana, and they basically have, or Idaho actually, sorry. They have one hotel, one convenience store, post office, and I think that's about it. Gas station maybe. So very tiny town. It's just going to be a one night hike in, hike out the next day. So we'll see how that goes, but we'll keep you informed.
Good morning. We look like we're going into the transition zone from forest to grassy rolling hills. Because look over this way to the east. Oh, some sun coming in. Beautiful. And some open space. A little bit hazy. Maybe it's a little bit of smoke. Maybe it's from the rain that we had this last night. We will figure that out as the day goes on.
It's just so awesome that
this area here is known as Lemmy Pass, and in 1805 Lewis and Clark, led by Sacagawea, made it up to this valley over here, and they make it up and over, and then they start going into Idaho. They'll actually cross over and then head north for quite a ways until they get to Lolo Pass, and then they were charged with finding the source of the Missouri River, which over this side they go past Three Forks, and then that's where they come up this way, because this is where Sacagawea was from, so she knew this part of the world and how to get from one side of the mountains to the other. Right now it's a little bit of an interpretive walk, and I'm enjoying reading the interpretive signs. Mountains in the background with a bit of light. Starting to get into sagebrush country. There's Renee making her way, then looking to the right. We came down from over there someplace, but the country's changing. It's getting drier, less and less trees.
afternoon. We've been walking on this 2-track a lot of the day today, which is, I mean, obviously there's no cars coming down here, but it's nice because Pierre and I then can walk side by side, which is kind of cool. And we have had some amazing views. It's really been a nice walk. Nice other than the fact that it's been all uphill. I think we've reached the peak at about 9,500. Getting close to it anyway. And so we're excited about that. It's been about an 8-mile climb. Some parts super steep, some parts not. A few little downhills, a few flats, but overall definitely uphill. But loving just being in this open space and the views as we come around corners. Sometimes we're in the woods and then you come around a corner, it's like, okay, what's around the next corner? But this is just
Big and open.
big and open. It's fantastic. I'll zoom in on mountains. It's easier to see.
It's 4 o'clock. Still doing the ridgeline walk. Got about 4 miles is our goal. We're gonna lose a bunch of elevation, get water down at a spring, and then carry it up another 1,000 feet for our camp spot for today, which will get us set up well to get the Bannock Pass and our shuttle pickup by 11 tomorrow. So it's been a beautiful day here in southern Montana, Idaho border. It's really quite a fascinating space. Look how far down you go. It's way down there, and then we're way up here. A little bit of rain coming in. We've got 2 miles. Like I said, 1,000-foot climb. But this is pretty. Good evening. There's Renee over there. We're having our after dinner tea. And if you look in the background, you can see our tent. As I'm swiveling around, you can see that the sun is out again. That we are, oops, there we go. That we are enjoying the sun, even though we had to be in our tent. We did 23 today. We have 10 to do tomorrow. But overall, it was a beautiful day. Lots of open spaces with great views around and balls we go over and hills we had to climb. But it was really an epic day. And now we're just enjoying our tea. Just finishing packing up camp, setting our watches. It's 6:30, maybe 5. So we're not too bad. We overslept by about 20 minutes, but I think we were more efficient on our breakfast. Here's the direction we're going. The sun is just rising through the trees. It should be a beautiful morning.
It is day 6 out of Darby and into Leadore today. We are always excited for a town day where we can resupply, and even though it's just overnight, we'll be hiking out tomorrow. It's just exciting because we've never been there before. It's a new town. We have a reservation at the Mustang Inn, which is kind of a hostel slash motel. We got a private room with a little kitchenette, so it's wonderful. Not sure what their other amenities, they have grocery store and or a convenience store and a post office, but that's about it. So we'll kind of see. It's always interesting and fun. We have a shuttle scheduled for 11 o'clock. So we needed to get out at a certain time because we have 10.6 miles to do to get there. Thank you for opening the gate for me.
You're welcome. So we're right on the border between Montana and Idaho. This fence, which we've been going along for miles, is obviously the border marker between the two states. Lots of wood was used to build it, and every once in a while now, you'll see a green steel stake. We've got 7 miles in, 3 miles to the pass, so we're going to make it in time to even dry out our tent and do a little bit of other logistics. But it was a really nice morning. We bumped into a Nobo. His name was Sunshine, and he's on his last section, finishing up his Triple Crown, which is all 3 of the major trails.
Another gate. You know you're in cow country when there's gates. You can see the cows dotting the landscape there. Man, what an idyllic place they have to live.
This is the road looking east. This is the road that connects to Bannock Pass. Bannock Pass is a notoriously difficult place to get a hitch, because if you look, there's not a lot of traffic. And then look down below, there is the meetup spot. It looks like there's a rancher down there. Look down there, rancher truck. But there's the road, and you can stand on this road for hours waiting for cars to pass. But we got there, we've done 10 by 10, and we have about 45 minutes before our pickup is going to come. So we'll get down there and we'll dry out our tent, organize some of our stuff, and get ready for a town day.
We've arrived at the parking area at Bannock Pass. Now to wait for our shuttle. We're gonna dry out our tent, have our snack. There's a picnic table. That's fun. It's a little smoky.
127.40.